Hello. Today we are going to be working on setting up the classroom for the Granny Flat project, or setting up the CAD settings for the Granny Flat project. We'll start by doing this in AutoCAD. Remember, we're using AutoCAD English. Here's AutoCAD English for you. Let me actually put that over there. Okay, so what will be happening first is you will start a new drawing. Make sure when you start your new drawing, you choose AutoCAD.dwt. If you don't see it when you hover over the word new, you can do this little drop down. And if you still don't see it in here, you can click on Browse Templates, and it will take you to that, and you can choose AutoCAD.dwt. From there, click Open to start a new drawing. It should say Drawing 1 on the top. Go ahead and right off the bat, go ahead and start by typing in units. After you type in units, a little window will pop up, the drawing units window. From there, go ahead and change the length from type of decimal to architectural. If you don't remember what I'm clicking or what I'm choosing here, there is a file in Google Classroom that shows you all of this. I'm just showing you how to do it. The precision for architectural will be 0 feet 0 inches to 0 feet 1/8 of an inch, which is 0.125. We've discussed. Okay, and then angle, the type is decimal degrees, and the precision for the angle is 0. So go ahead and click OK with that. The next thing we're going to type in is line weight. The line weight command will pop up another line weight settings window. From here, yours is probably on millimeters. Your units for listing are probably millimeters. Go ahead and change this to inches and click OK. And make sure it says by layer. Click OK. Now, the next thing we need to do is go ahead and type in the command limits. When you type in the limits, we would like to start at 0, 0. So click enter. And then we want this to be in feet. And go ahead and type in okay, sorry, just making sure it's right. Go ahead and type in, we want this to be 50 feet by 40 feet. So 50 feet, 40 feet. I'll click enter, and it will do that for me. Okay, now go ahead and scroll down a little bit. Next thing we're going to type in is LTS. This is for the line type scale. And we want this number to be set to 2. 2, click enter. Okay, we'll say regenerated model. And now the final thing that we're going to do, which we'll have, actually no, we'll have a couple more things we're going to do, but the most important thing is dim style. So go ahead and type in dim style. Dim style stands for dimension style. A window like this will pop up when you type in dim style. And then you're going to click over here on the right, you're going to click new. And then another window will pop up, and it will say create new dimension style and new dimension style name. Our new name is going to be Granny Flat. And from there, you're going to click continue. Now another window will pop up that says new dimension style Granny Flat, and it starts you on the tab lines. And we don't really want this tab. We don't want it to start on this tab. We want it to start on, we're going to start with, sorry, one second. We're going to start with text. Go over to text. And right now it says our text style says standard. We do not want to say standard. We want to create our own text. So go ahead and click on those 3 little dots right there to the right of standard. And another window will pop up. And again, we are going to create a new style. So click new. Another window pops up, new text style. I'm going to call this one city. I'll click OK. Now in city, I want the font name. I don't want it to be Arial. I want to scroll down. And I want it to be City Blueprint. So I'm going to click on City Blueprint. Font style can be regular. It's going to look kind of like this in the corner. And then our height of our text, we want to be 6 inches. The symbol for inches, remember, is quotation marks. Now, from there, I'm going to click apply, and I'm going to close. And now we're going to go into the top. Although we created a text style called city, it's going to keep us on standard until we change it to city. So now we'll click on the standard, we'll change it to city. And when you do that, the text height will automatically change to 6 inches. The text color, go ahead and click by layer. And then, what else do we have here? And then the text alignment, I'd like you to change this to aligned with dimension line, okay? And then the text placement, I want you to change the vertical text placement to being above the line, okay? And you'll be able to see it all change in this top right corner. And then the last part for this one, the offset from the dimension line, I'd like you to change it to 3 inches. So 3 quotation mark. Okay, that looks good. Now the final part, this can stay centered, this can stay left to right for horizontal and view direction. And then we are going to go up to, let's go to primary units. We'll do that next. Actually, nope, just kidding. We're going to go to, primary units. Go ahead and click on primary units. That's another tab, 2 down from text. In primary units, I'm going to change it from unit format of decimals to unit format of architectural. And then precision, I'm going to change this to 1/8 of an inch. And if you click that little drop down, it will show you that as an option. And then the fraction format, that can stay horizontal. Round off to 0 inches, that can stay that way. The rest can stay. Scale factor can stay 1. In the bottom right corner, angular dimensions can stay decimal degrees, and precision can stay 0. And then let's see here. From there, we're going to click on symbols and arrows. That's again on the top left. I'm going to change this first symbol from closed fill to architectural tick. And then the second one, I would also like to have architectural tick, and then the leader to be a closed fill. And then the arrow size, I want that to be 4 inches. Again, quotation marks. You can keep this as marked. You can keep this as 0 to 0 and 3 and 3/32 inches. You can leave this preceding dimension text. Jog angle can stay 45. This can stay 1.5 inches. Break size can stay 1/8 of an inch. And then from there, you're going to click on lines. And now lines, you can change the first part to by layer. Everything should always be by layer. Second part by layer, third part by layer. Everything should be by layer. From there, this bottom part, the extended beyond text can stay 0. The baseline spacing can stay 0 to 0.3/8. And then extend beyond dim lines. Go ahead and make that. Click in there and make it 3 inches. You're going to do that for actually both of these. For extend beyond dim lines and then offset from origin. Make those both 3 inches. And then everything else, change to by layer. Because we always want everything to be by layer. Sweet. Okay. And then 1 inch, that can also be the same. And now you can go ahead and click OK. And now we have granny flat right there. Click on the word granny flat and click set current, and then close it. Our dim style is set. Now we are going to make layers. So go ahead and type in the layer command, just the word layer. This window will pop up, and now we can create new layers in here. When you're creating new layers, I would start by just clicking as many as you want. We're going to create, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to create 6 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to start by creating one with the printer off, and I'm going to call this one. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to rename that layer, and I'm going to call it no plot. Remember I said every CAD drawing should have a no plot layer? Go ahead and make that no plot. The line type can stay continuous, doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to see it. It's not printing, right? No plot. Next, I'm going to name the next one fixtures. I'm going to rename this one and call it fixtures. And fixtures layer is going to change from white to magenta. Magenta is right here. This is not the same as this one up here. When you click on this one up here, it changes the color to 210. I don't want it to say 210, I want it to say magenta. So when I click on these primary colors, the index colors, it will say magenta. I click OK. Next one, I'm going to rename the next layer, and I'm going to call this one, oh, also, sorry. The magenta layer, the line weight is actually going to be 0.012 inches. Cool. Next one, I'm going to click on that. I'm going to rename the layer walls. I'm going to keep that color white, and then I'm going to change the line weight for that one to 0.016 inches. Okay. Next one, I'm going to rename is going to be windows. I'm going to change this color to blue. Click OK. I'm going to change it from default line weight to 0.012. And then the next one after windows, I'm going to rename a new one. Right click, rename. This one's going to be called doors. Doors is going to be magenta. Click OK. I'll change it from default for doors to 0.012 again. Click OK. And then the last thing we're going to put in here, layers wise, is porch. And I want the porch color to be magenta again. Oh, wait. I messed up. The doors is going to be green. Okay. Still 0.012, but green. And then the porch is going to be magenta, and it's going to be 0.006 inches. And then you will have created all your layers. You can exit out of that little window box because we already know it's in there. And your drawing should be blank like this. The last part it says in this document is miscellaneous information. This just means information that I could not categorize, but is still valid for the project. It tells us that our walls are 6 inches wide, right? So standard wall width, if you looked at a wall at a door frame, inside there would probably be about 6 inches. Some of them are thicker, some of them are skinnier, but for the most part, 6 inches. Windows are 3 feet long, except the kitchen window is 4 feet long. Oh wait, that is not correct. I'm going to remove that. And then the windows in the dining room kitchen are centered. All the windows, kitchen, bath, most of them are centered. And then both entry doors are centered. This is still accurate. And then the porch is 3 inches, border 8 boards of equal width. Okay. Now, before we finish this design, I'm going to go ahead and click on that red AutoCAD icon. I'm going to click Save As. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it in what your guys would save it in your drive, right? Your H drive as your student ID number. I don't have one, so I'm going to save it in my OneDrive under architectural. I'm going to save this as Granny Flat Floor Plan. That is what I'd like you guys to save it as, okay? So that is the name, Granny Flat Floor Plan. There will be a floor plan, an elevation plan, a roof outline. I think there's another item too. But regardless, Granny Flat Floor Plan is what you should name the first one. After that, you can name them according to whatever the page is named. I'm going to click Save. And now from there, I have nothing in this drawing. Literally nothing. Okay? I'm going to do a Save As of what this drawing is. The reason I'm doing a Save As is because these have the architectural settings, and I don't want to recreate those settings every single time I want to use this architectural setting, right? So I'm going to do a Save As again. So I'll click on the red icon again. I'll click Save As a DWG again. And then this one I'm going to call Granny Flat Window Block. I'm going to save it as that, okay? The reason we are calling it Granny Flat Window Block is because we are going to create a window block in here. It's not going to be a legitimate block how we select everything and create a block like we did for previous projects. This, we're literally just creating a drawing, and then we're using it as a block in our granny flat floor plan, okay? We'll save you a lot of time, so make sure you figure out how to do this as I do it in the video, okay? Now in this video, or in this section, the granny flat window block, I'm going to start, all my settings are already set up. They should have all the right layers, right? Architectural settings will be good. I'm going to start by drawing a line. Go ahead and type in L for line. I click enter. I'm going to start my line at 0, 0. So go ahead and type in 0, 0. And then I'm going to have my polar tracking on. That again is this bottom tab right here. You can also just select, let me see what it tells me I can select. I believe it's F10. Yes, if you click F10 on the top of your keyboard, it will turn it on and off. See how mine turns blue in the corner when I turn it on and off. I want it on. I can have it at 45, 90, 135, 180. That's fine, as long as there's 0 included. So I'm going to put it on the 0 line, right? So it's going to be pointing directly to the right. And I want this line to be 1 foot long. So I will type in 1, and I will do an apostrophe, not a quotation mark, to resemble a foot. So 1 foot, and then I'll click enter. Now right here is my 1 foot long line. If you do not see this 1 foot long line, it's probably because you are too far zoomed out, right? It might look like this and you can't see it, right? If you double click on the scroller of your mouse, I double click on this, it will do zoom extents. This will zoom me into my drawing of whatever I have drawn in model space. Now after I've drawn that, I'm now going to type in offset. Offset will take that line I just drew and move it a certain distance away from the line that I drew. I would like this line to be moved another line be created and moved 3 inches above that first line. So I'm going to type in 3 quotation mark, right, for inches. Click enter. And now I'm going to click above it. You're allowed to move your mouse and click below or above, but I want everything drawn above. So I'm going to click above it. It will be 3 inches. Now I'm going to click escape. I'm going to select that line that I just created above my first line. And now I'm going to click offset again. And this time I would like it to be offset. See how automatically it says 3 inches? Well, now I want it to actually just be 2 inches. So I'm going to type in 2, quotation mark for inches. I'll click enter. And again, it allows me to go above or below the line that I have selected. I want to go above. And now I want to do one more line that's also 2 inches. I do not have to type in offset again because it's already set to 2 inches. So I'm just going to select the line I just offset and just created. And now I'm going to offset again 2 inches above that. So now you should have 4 lines. This one is at the 0 line. This one is at 3 inches above. This one's at 5 inches above the 0 line, or 2 inches above that last line, and then 2 inches again, or 7 in total. Last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to type in L again. This time I'm going to make sure I have my object snaps, O snap, right? I'm going to have that on. Object snaps is the F3 command on your keyboard. When you click it on and off, that little square in the bottom corner turns blue. I want it to be on, and I want it to have endpoint and midpoint selected. I'm going to go ahead and click the endpoint of the tallest line that I drew, and then the endpoint of the lowest line that I drew. You only have to click twice, okay? You don't have to click on every endpoint. It's fine. You can just do it this way. I'm going to type in L again, click the tallest point of the other end point, and then the other endpoint of the lowest, right? And now I have this square-looking thing, right, with 2 lines in between. And at that point, I'm going to save my work. This should be in granny flat window block. Remember, we did a save as. And now I'm going to go and open up the granny flat floor plan. Remember, there's nothing in my granny flat floor plan, right? But what I'm going to be doing now is taking that window block that I created. I know that we did not turn it into a block, but I'm going to be turning it into a block inside my granny flat floor plan. So watch how I do that. In granny flat floor plan, I click it. I am in the drawing. I click on insert, this top tab right here, it says insert. From there, I'm going to click on the shape that says insert. I'm going to go down to blocks from libraries, okay? Not recent blocks, not favorite blocks, blocks from libraries. I'll click on that. When you click on that, you might automatically have a computer set up like mine where it goes to this little window over here, right? And if that's the case, it might have a different drawing open, and you'll have to click this little drop down arrow with the name of the drawing, and you will have to go browse block libraries. When I click on that, it will take me to some folder, right? But I want to be in my H drive. I want to be in the folder that I saved my granny flat window block in. Once I find the granny flat window block drawing, so you can see that I clicked on it. You can see the drawing in the bottom, in the right corner, right? I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click open, or I can just double click, either way. Click open. It will then pop up this window if yours hadn't already popped that up. And now when I select that little granny flat block and I move my cursor over, it shows my 1 inch granny flat or 1 foot granny flat window block. Now, if you're looking at the floor plan of the granny flat window, or the granny flat floor plan, you will see that the windows are all different sizes. And so this 1 foot size actually is not going to work. So we made it 1 foot on purpose so that it can easily be scaled. There's 3 options to scale with down here. When you click on the granny flat window block, down at the bottom, you can scale in the X direction, the Y direction, or the Z direction. Remember, the Z direction is 3D. It projects backwards. We are technically backwards, back into the Z space. We are doing a 2-dimensional drawing, so Z is out of the question. We don't need that one. The next one is Y. Y is referring to your height in your drawing, right? And our windows, because it's 2D and we cannot see the height because we are looking at our drawing from above, we can't tell how high up the window goes. That is also irrelevant and can stay 1. The final part that cannot stay 1, that will be changed to help us change our window widths, is X. X currently is at 1. Oh, shoot. Sorry, I moved my mouse. As soon as you move your mouse out of that gray box, it keeps it the size that it is. So you can just click escape to undo that. And I will click on my granny flat window block. I will go down to this X. I will change it to whatever dimension I need. There was one window that had a 2 foot dimension. I'm going to click enter. I just changed X to 2. And now you can see that my window is 2 feet. It is bigger than this, right? Now let's say that I want to change it to, there was one dimension that was 4 feet and 4 feet 5 inches. If that is the case, 4 feet 6 inches, 4.5 feet. I will type in 4.5 because this is converted to feet automatically. If you wanted to do 4 foot 5 inches, I don't know if you're allowed to do that. We'll try right now. It does not seem to want to allow me to do that. So, yeah, it's not going to allow me to do that. So I actually physically type in 4.5, right? Because 4 feet 6 inches is 6 inches is half a foot, so it'd be 4.5. So now I will click on that, and as you will see, it turns to a dimension in the width portion of the window to 4.5. And then from there, if I would like to rotate it, I can select my window. I can move it with this vertex, right, like this, to where I want it to go in my drawing. I can type in RO for rotate. This will allow me to rotate my drawing. Or I can select it and type in mirror, right? And this will allow me to mirror my drawing, like so. And I can delete, it says erase source objects. I can delete that first window I drew and I can keep it as just dimensioned, or I can leave it and have both. So that is 2 commands you can use to rotate these windows. After that, just make sure you save your work. This is now how you will insert in windows into your granny flat floor plan. Okay.